Good morning. I have another story for you. And I brought somebody to help me tell it. I wonder if you remember who this is. Do you remember Clifford? Do you remember him from books that we've read before? We're going to read another book about Clifford. Today, I have Clifford, the Small Red Puppy. Let's read it together. Hi, I'm Emily Elizabeth, and this is Clifford, my big red dog. Yesterday, my friend Martha said, I got my dog from a fancy pet store. Where did you get yours from? So I told her how I got Clifford. When I was little, I lived in the city, and I didn't have a dog. One day, the man down the hall called us. His dog had puppies, and he wanted to give me one. One puppy was smaller than the rest. The man said, Don't take him. He is the runt. He will always be small and sick. But I love that little puppy, and he needed me. I named my puppy Clifford. He was so tiny that I had to feed him with a doll's baby bottle. We got the smallest collar we could find for Clifford. It's pretty small. And it was too big. When he began to eat dog food, we had to watch him all the time. Oops. He was so little that he was always getting lost, even in our small apartment. Daddy said Clifford was just too small. He didn't think that he would ever get better. I was very sad. That night I told Clifford that I wished he would grow to be a big, healthy dog. I told him I loved him. The next morning, he looked bigger to me. He seemed to have an easier time eating his dog food, and his collar wasn't so loose. In fact, by the time Daddy got home, the collar was too small. By bedtime, Clifford's tiny basket seemed too small for him, so I let him sleep on my pillow again. That was a mistake. The next morning, Mommy thought Clifford looked different. Daddy said, I think he's growing. I decided to take Clifford for a walk. At the corner, I saw a big dog coming. I knew I should pick Clifford up so that the big dog couldn't hurt him. But I shouldn't have worried. Clifford really was growing. We ran home to show Mommy just how big he was. Had our apartment door grown smaller? Daddy couldn't believe it. We put Clifford in the garden to sleep that night. In the morning, the lady upstairs called us. It was about Clifford. Do you see where he is now and how big he is? In fact, all the neighbors were starting to notice him. The landlord called the police. They came to see Clifford. They said Clifford would have to go. But how? He couldn't go through the door. There was just one way to get him out of our garden. We sent him to live with my uncle who lived in the country. We had to use a big machine to take him out. Now he's in the truck. I was so sad. I missed my little puppy, and he missed me. One day, we got a surprise. My uncle wanted Daddy to come work with him in the country. We moved right away. Clifford was waiting for me. I said, Clifford, stop growing. You are just right. See how big he's gotten now. So I said to my friend Martha, that's how I got my dog. Tell me again how you got your dog? Martha said, forget it. It was a pretty good story. I hope you enjoyed our story about Clifford, the small red puppy. Maybe you could talk with Mom and Dad about when you were smaller and about the things you could do when you were smaller. Maybe look at pictures while you're home. That might be a fun thing to do. Thank you for being here for my story.